Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. And that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So because we're in one of those tween weeks this week, I will be picking the card. So I'm going to shuffle here and then I will just pull from the top for the rest of them. All right, so your key to the week this week, Cancer, is the Faith card, which is actually the Hierophant card in the original deck. So this week, you are having to exercise faith. This might actually be a week where some of you are feeling some kind of fear, where some of you are experiencing something that maybe goes above and beyond you. Now, one way that this might show up is you get into a situation or a situation arises for you that you don't know how to deal with, that you don't know how to cope with. This is basically a message to say to you that you have to find a way to rely on your faith. This is a week where you need to discover or tap into that part of you that knows, even if you're not necessarily a believer in religion or God or anything like that. There's a part of every single human being, right? Even you can, when you look at the research of this stuff, it's actually quite astounding. You hear accounts of people and they're like, I've never been religious, I don't believe in God or whatever. The moment a sticky situation turned up, I began to pray like my life depended on it. And this isn't to say that you're going to be in a situation that will require that level of prayer. It's to say that there is a situation that you might be dealing with this week that requires faith. This might be faith in yourself. It might be faith in a fellow human. It might be faith in an institution. But there's something this week that suggests that you're having to put your faith in someone or something other than yourself. And when this happens, it's a moment of really starting to understand how trust in the universe really works and what it actually feels like. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your the cards have spoken, actions and options, you have the Death card. Okay, so look at this, right? For some of you, I actually think that this is having or finding the faith to let go of something or to end something. For some of you, this might be a bad habit where you're saying, right, okay, you know what? I've wanted to quit smoking. I've tried so many times with all different ways of doing this, and now I'm going to seek out some outside help. Maybe you're going to go to a meeting. Maybe you're going to see a counselor. Maybe you're going to finally get the patch, like a lot of people do. There's something here where this week you're saying, I know I need to stop doing this, or I know I need to stop putting into this thing because it's not good for me, or it's something that I no longer wish to experience. And in order to do that, I have to put my faith in something outside of myself. Another way that this could show up for you as well, it might be having the guts or the faith to trust that once you end a certain situation, something else will come in order to fulfill that for you. So let's say you decide to leave a job because they don't value you. And they overwork you, they never give you time off, they never give you a bonus. Like there's just eventually you get to the point where you have to say, no, you know what, I'm being taken for a ride here, thank you, no thank you. So whatever you're ending this week, it is going to take faith. It is going to take a moment of saying, okay, you know what, I put my trust out there. And those things, as far as I'm concerned, are always rewarded. For your communications and conversations, you've got the 10 of Wands. So when it comes to communications this week, my biggest piece of advice to you would be find a way to listen to what is being said to you, and and make sure you're giving enough time. And make sure you're also being heard. So this is a week where communication could be a little bit intense, right? And when things are a little bit intense, sometimes we can be in a space where we're not listening, where we're just kind of saying something because we feel we really need to be heard. This week, make sure you are heard, but also make sure you are hearing what's being said to you rather than what you think or feel is happening to you. So for those of you that are studying, Honestly, I kind of feel like the school, the university, the place of study this week is going to either bring in some kind of new measure, or is going to release or loosen some kind of restriction that has been there. And when they do, I think this is going to create a moment for you that has you questioning whether you're going to continue or not. I think you should, but only you can decide if that's right for you. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be where the boss, the employer, and it will be the employer. It's not going to be specifically the boss, right? The bosses, the managers, they just enforce what they're supposed to. This feels like it comes from higher up. There might be something that you're either unhappy with. I mean, it is the 10 of Wands, so it could also be maybe some sort of challenge, issue, or restriction like understaffing or rebelliousness or whatever. I love that stuff. The feeling that I get from it, it's like something's happening in the workplace, some shift or change is taking place there, and it's because something is being lifted, but it's almost like there's a part of you that's like, I'm not sure this is actually a good thing. I know they're saying this is supposed to be good for all of us, but I'm not sure it has that same sentiment. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, quite frankly, I feel like this could be some of you letting somebody go. If you have employees, this could be where you're letting someone go. If you don't have employees and you're a one-man band, one way that this could show up for you is you might need to release or let go of a certain service or clientele. And there might be a part of you that's like, this is a big chunk of my business. I don't know if I can afford to lose this. Again, you have to do what's right for you, but I actually think that this could be the thing that you're wrestling with letting go of. And it's like that moment that you say, okay, you know what? This obviously feels like what is supposed to happen, let it happen. At that point, something better will show up for you. For those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, honestly, you might have a really hard conversation this week where somebody almost tries to invalidate your opinion. And I gotta say, you're not here for it. For your love and relations, you have the 3 of Wands. Okay, so this is great. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, it's like you can see the value of whatever is being released. So maybe your significant other says to you, look, you know what, I'm really proud of you for letting this thing go. I know it's going to be an adjustment, but actually you're going to be fine because you have me. You also see here as well some kind of, not dream, but some kind of like, I almost want to say like some sort of entrepreneurial endeavor that you had maybe started or moved towards with a partner may not necessarily go according to plan, or you might need to shelve it. And that's not, it's not a bad thing. It just means that you're going to have to adapt it, and it might be something that launches at a later date rather than sort of now, which, again, no crisis. For those of you that are single, honestly, I kind of get the feeling that this would be you connecting with somebody either in a place that you consider spiritual, or in a way that kind of, it's like maybe you get talking to somebody about religion, about spirituality, about, the new age versus the old school and all the rest of it. And it's like from that, you realize actually we have a lot in common. And so therefore I'm kind of maybe possibly slightly attracted to this person. For your money and materials, you have the Lovers card. So there is a financial decision that needs to be made this week. And because of the cards that are present, I would say for a lot of you, it's almost like whatever you're bringing to an end or whatever is going away, don't let the money or the finances rule that decision. It's really important that you keep that as a separate thing. It's like if you're going to walk, then you walk because you want to. Don't stay just because of the money. Don't stay because it's kind of like this week, I feel like it's about really valuing yourself more than whatever somebody can pay you. For your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your arms, your fingers, your hands, your upper extremities. When it comes to your home and environment, the Lovers card is great because it suggests that your lover, your partner, your people, your familial connections, all of your seventh house people that really are your support network, people that are your ride or dies, your one-on-ones that you have close ties with. Those are the people that really are playing a massive part of your life this week and are really offering that support where it is needed. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking like, oh, this is another heavy week, and it actually isn't. The underlying message of this whole reading is that there are some tough decisions for you to make, but providing you make the ones that you feel are the right ones for you, even if they require a bit of faith, ultimately you'll be going in the right direction. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.